What I'm going to try to do here, and this is going to get a little bit tricky, but I'm going to try to schedule an appointment and invite myself to it, just because I want to show you some of the features that Outlook has pertaining to that. So let's just double click. There's a couple ways we can do this. You can double click on a specific time slot here, and we're going to go ahead and switch to the invite attendees mode. And for our subject, warehouse inventory, location is going to be at the warehouse, and the time there is fine. I'm just going to put inventory control is out of hand, and we need to streamline the process. Okay, now who do I want to send this to? I'm going to just send it to myself. Actually, let me cancel that. And if you just start typing an address there, it does show up for you. And then where it says responses, I'm going to make sure that request response is checked, and then we'll go ahead and send that invitation. Now that sets an appointment for me, but on my email over here, let me go ahead and send receive, and I should have an email sent to myself. And this lets me know the details of the meeting, and it actually automatically sets an appointment. Now, the reason that I said this is going to be tricky is because I've already got the appointment set there. So nothing's really needing to happen, but it is automatic. If someone else were to send you that request, then it would be scheduled in there. You could respond to it. I don't have to respond because it, again, already knows that I'm going to do it. But one thing that's neat about this, if I was to, let's say I move the time here, it knows that I sent that request out to however many people. So it's going to say save changes and send update, or don't save the changes. And if I click OK, it's going to give me an opportunity to make any changes that I need to. Again, it's going to the same people that it did before, and I'll send the update. So the meeting gets rescheduled. If I go back to my email, send receive, I should be getting another email. There it is. And it's got the updated information. So again, my calendar is going to automatically be updated. No response required in this case. Now, if I go back to my calendar, and again, we're playing, both sides of the fence here at the same time, so it gets a little bit tricky. But if I was to click on that meeting and delete it, let's go ahead and send a cancellation. Notice what pops up here. All of this only happens if you invited people to come to that meeting. Now, if I go back to my email, I'm going to get another notification that the meeting has been canceled. And if I needed to, I could click remove from calendar. But since I'm the one that deleted it, I don't have to do that, right? So that is meetings. Again, it can get a little bit tricky. Let me just show you meeting request here. This area right here where it has the meeting workspace. This has to do with if you had, a web server set up where people could coordinate and you were doing a lot of scheduling and that kind of thing. It gets a little bit tricky beyond the scope of what we can deal with here. But we're going to go ahead and move on to creating other events.